Good morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the October 16, 2017 meeting of the Delaware County Board of Commissioners. Everyone, please join me in the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. I'm Jeff Benton, President of the Board. To my left is Gary Merrill, our Vice President. To my right is fellow Commissioner Barb Lewis and our County Administrator, Farzana Ahmed. And Jen Walraven is our clerk today. So let us start.
Resolution number 17-1074, in the matter of approving the electronic record of proceedings from regular meeting held October 12th, 2017.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 17-1074. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis? Aye. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
We do not have any public comment or elected official comment today, so that brings us to item number 4, resolution number 17-1075, in the matter of approving purchase orders, sending out certificates and payments of warrants in batch number CM APR 1012.
Second. Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 17-1075. Mrs. Lewis? Aye. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-1076, in the matter of approving travel expense requests. So moved.
Second. Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 17-1076. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis? Aye. Resolution number 17-1077, in the matter of accepting sanitary sewer improvements for Clark Shaw Moore's Section 1.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Mike Fromer, Sanitary Engineer. Thank you, Jennifer, for putting me first on the agenda. This is like a first time ever. I was complaining that I was always last of the directors, so thank you for moving me to the front today. Yeah. The improvements for Clark Shaw Moore's Section 1 is complete, and it's one of the developments in that Clark Shaw area in Concord Township, and we're requesting your approval of accepting the infrastructure.
Okay. Vote.
Vote on motion 17-1077. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis? Aye. Resolution number 17-1078, in the matter of approving sanitary sewer subdividers agreements for Liberty Trace Section 3 Phase A and Liberty Trace Section 3 Phase B. So moved.
Second. Discussion.
The subdividers agreement, they broke it out into two phases, and it's our standard format, so we're requesting your approval as presented.
All right. Vote.
Vote on motion 17-1078. Mrs. Lewis? Aye. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-1079, in the matter of establishing a maintenance bond for the corners at Johnny Cakes.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Rob Riley, Chief Deputy Engineer. The street and stormwater construction has been completed on this subdivision. This is located at the intersection of Cheshire Road and 3Bs and K, and everything is in order, so we are recommending the maintenance bond be accepted and place it on the one-year developer maintenance period.
Okay. Vote.
Vote on motion 17-1079. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis? Aye. Resolution number 17-1080, in the matter of accepting improvements within the project known as South 3Bs and K Road Improvements for the corners of Johnny Cake.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
As part of this subdivision, there was a small amount of work required on South 3Bs and K Road. The developer has completed that work, and we recommend we accept that.
Okay. Vote.
Vote on motion 17-1080. Mr. Merrill? Mrs. Lewis? Aye. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-1081, in the matter of approving a ditch maintenance petition and the ditch maintenance assessments for the corners at Johnny Cake. So moved.
Second. Discussion.
This is our standard expedited developer drainage maintenance petition, which would place these lots on the county drainage maintenance system, and we recommend approval.
All right. Vote.
Vote on motion 17-1081. Mrs. Lewis? Aye. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-1082, in the matter of approving the plat of subdivision for the corners at Johnny Cake. So moved.
Discussion?
And finally, this is the plat of subdivision that has been approved by all the required county agencies, includes 23 lots, and we recommend approval.
All right, vote.
Vote on motion 17-1082. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye. I pass Johnny Cakes when I come, or Johnny Cake, when I come into work, and I mean, it's really looking good now. There's been quite a bit of moving of the dirt and various things over there, so it's looking a lot better now than it did, but I can understand when we're approving a lot of things. It's really moving right along.
All right.
Resolution number 17-1083, in the matter of approving owner's agreements for Liberty Trace Section 3, Phase B, and Heathers at Goff Village North, Section 3, Phase B.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
This is a standard owner's agreement for development of the street and stormwater improvements at Liberty Trace Section 3 and Heathers at Golf Village. Let's see, I had the number of lots here, but there's a little over a dozen lots in Liberty Trace and a little more than that. I can get the lot numbers if you want, but it's our standard form. We recommend approval.
Good. All right, vote.
Vote on motion 17-1083. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 17-1084, in the matter of approving right-of-way work permit summary sheet.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Staff has reviewed all of these work permits, and we recommend approval.
All right, vote.
Vote on motion 17-1084. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rob.
Resolution number 17-1085, in the matter of setting date and time for request for statements of qualifications for architectural engineering design services for historic courthouse renovation, Delaware County, Ohio.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Good morning, John Melvin, Director of Facilities. As we discussed at the last meeting, we are going out requesting statements of qualifications for the design professional to do the design work for the renovation of the old historic courthouse. Just a refresher, when selecting a design professional, we have to go through the statement of qualification process where we go through, they submit qualifications, we rank them, and then start negotiating with the top-ranked firm based on qualifications alone.
What kind of timeline are we looking at here, John? What do you think at this point?
Just real roughly, I anticipate, this process will take a couple months to get the actual contract negotiated. So we're looking towards the end of the year. They'll have 4 to 6 months probably of design work to do. A lot of investigation into the building, checking those mechanicals. And then we're probably looking at least a 9 to 12-month construction period.
So
we're looking into
19 before...
beginning of 19 probably.
Okay, okay. People moving into the new courthouse already?
The move is scheduled for actually be the evening of November 2nd.
Okay.
So the courts will, for the most part, be closed November 3rd to Friday, and they'll open up in the new building on Monday, November 6th.
Okay. All right. Other questions? I know I'm looking forward to moving over to the new courthouse. I mean, it's an old courthouse.
Oh, so you're going
That's
there?
what I say.
Going there? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a judge now. But no, I'm really looking forward to moving over there. And the front door will open up then, as I understand it.
The current discussion and plan is to open the building back up to the public, the main entrance. Of course, the rear basement entry is the ADA accessibility.
Right.
This plan does include putting a new elevator, new modern elevator in it.
Yeah.
I think it's important that the front be open. I think we
Yes.
Yes.
That would be-
Yeah.
Yeah, the intent is to restore this to the kind of the historic nature of the building, even though it won't be used for court function. It's just not set up to handle today's modern court security requirements.
Right.
But by putting county offices in there, we're preserving the historic nature of the building. We're keeping it a functioning building. It kind of demonstrates the county commitment to maintain that building. So,
Right.
What year was the building built again?
1870,
Anybody
off the top of my head.
Yeah.
1870, I think it opened.
Yeah. A long time ago.
Yeah.
Galaxy far,
I
far away.
can't remember either. All right, I'll look today.
It's on the historical marker plate.
I'll
on the
look.
Okay, there we go. It's this building.
Yeah, it does have a plaque where it's on the historical registry. I think it's identified on
Yes.
that.
Okay. What's been the reaction to the release of the facilities permit? Have you heard a lot of feedback on that?
I haven't heard
Or
much.
Not facilities permit,
The master plan?
Yeah,
Master
master
plan. Again, we gave the other offices opportunity to put input into it and even review before the final draft come out. Pretty much favorable, supportive. Again, this is direction. This is a master plan. This is not, the detail in it is just guidance.
Right. I've heard from a number of people, and I think the reaction is
Yeah.
consistently positive. You know, to reduce the number of buildings and
Yeah.
better customer service.
Consolidate, yeah, get people in centrally located.
Repurpose the career center. I think that's a really nice move.
Yeah, I think that's a great opportunity there. I think Mary Beth Freeman had the statement of the taxpayers of Delaware County built that building as a school, but it was a county-wide school, and this maintains a property of the taxpayers of Delaware County, just repurposed for governmental use instead of educational use.
Right. Okay, great, thank you. We need a vote.
Vote on motion 17-1085. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Thanks, John.
That brings us to item number 15, and administrator reports.
Thank you. Commissioner, as you know, in some states, county commissioners are known as county judges. So maybe you
went too far off.
One thing that we need to discuss, John, since John is sitting here, is what should we do with the alley between his building and the new courthouse? It is an active alley. It's part of the thoroughfare, but I don't know how much movement there's going to be between the two buildings as in terms of our employees. So something we need to discuss with the City of Delaware and see what their thoughts are. Tomorrow there's a digital summit for government entities only at the Ohio Union, and one of the topics on the agenda is smart transit. And as you know, Delaware County has been talking to CODA and the City of Worthington about 23 as a corridor. So William Murdoch invited me to be on that panel, and we'll have some discussion, and then I'll report out on Thursday if anything concrete was discussed in that panel. That's all I have.
Okay. Great. Commissioner Lewis?
I have nothing.
Commissioner Merrill?
All right.
Oh, my.
The pressure's on you.
I better make something up then. Well, I do have just a couple things. At MORPC on Thursday, we met. Their two highest track funding request priorities are the Big Walnut interchange and the 363771 funding, interchange funding. So that's great for Delaware County. Those are two things that should have been done a long time ago. But we are getting MORPC's attention, and they are coordinating their efforts to make those their two highest priorities and get some state and or federal funding to move those projects along. And I would just mention that the Competitive Advantage project was a big factor in getting that those priorities. They said that Delaware County did the best job by far of any jurisdiction, and it became very clear to them, what the priorities for the region are. So kudos to everyone who participated in that, and Jane, who led that effort to get the citizens and the leaders involved, and I think that really made a big difference in moving that on the agenda. I'm going to a Staybridge Suites ribbon cutting this Wednesday, new hotel that's opening in Polaris. It's Wednesday evening, so I'll be going to that, and I'm anxious to see their new facility and help them celebrate that opening. We did have a Business First supplement from Friday's paper. So anyway, I don't know if everybody has seen it or not, but it's very well done, and just talks about the many, many positive things and the leadership here and everything that's going on. So it was very, very nicely done. Except it did ignore all the golf courses in the community. I worked on Jane, but she just wouldn't put that in there. So anyway, and then lastly, we got of course, on Friday we made the announcement that Farzan is leaving, going to go to AECOM, as Director of Transportation for the state of Ohio, and I know I want to wish him the best in that move, kind of going back to his roots, in transportation, infrastructure management, and I'm sure he'll do a great job there, and he's been a real nice add here for the almost 2 years we've had him, so I want to thank him for the work that he's done here, so anyway, wish him the best, and we will begin to look for a replacement right away. So, again, we're in very capable hands with Dawn and Cy as the assistant administrators and everybody else who's in leadership roles here at the county. So we will continue on, but again, I want to wish Farzan the best and thank him for all he's done in leadership of moving a whole bunch of things forward. So again, thank you, Farzan.
He's not leaving yet, though.
Yeah, and that's true. It's November 13th, I think is the last date, so just about a month. Okay, we do have need for executive session.
We do.
We will,
Resolution number 17-1086, in the matter of adjourning into executive session for consideration of employment of a public employee or public official.
So moved.
Second.
discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 17-1086. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye. We're in executive session.